Well, hi everybody again. This is Julie John, and I'm coming to you with my red and green glasses on with Dr. Bob Rothbard from Rancho, Cucamonga Optometric Center. And today we're going to talk about, Bob, I'm curious about vision exercises. What are some eye exercises that people can do, and we have some props here, to strengthen their eyes or make them work better?
Julie, just terminology, I just want to go over one thing. Eye exercises, most people would think of it as this, but exercise, kind of you think of muscle strength.
Yes.
It's not strengthening the muscles. The eye muscles are 100 times stronger than they need to be to execute any
so my
type
eyes
of eye motion.
Could lift weights if they needed to, practically.
At least they can move whatever they want to do, providing there's no pathology involved.
So it's not exercise per se.
It isn't any more than a skater would learn certain moves or turns that they're building up their leg strength.
Oh, okay.
It's building up coordination.
Oh, okay. And is it eye coordination and brain coordination, both?
To think about it, yes, because the brain has to do a lot of interpretation. Julie, this is a huge, huge, huge area to cover.
Well, let's
we can get some of it.
Yeah.
As we stated in some of the previous videos, there's a whole thing where there's two systems regarding vision. One is aiming, where it is, and one is focusing, what it is. Now, unfortunately, as we get into our, I think we're past 35.
We're a little past that, yeah.
But as we start getting older and older, forget about the focusing system because it really doesn't exist too much.
Oh,
but there's still the aiming system.
Okay, good.
But when you're dealing with individuals who have both systems, what we kind of do in training, Julie, is, one, we put the person under what I call visual stress. We make any demand for them to see something more difficult. That way, when you remove that demand, the person's better able to use their eyes. Oh, okay.
So you stress the system.
You stress the system.
Nice.
And then you take away the stress and they're able to perform better.
Sure, that makes sense. So stress me, baby.
Okay. Julie, let's do something here. Okay. This is a 3D slide. Okay. Now, one of the things that's important about 3D slides, right? One of the things about 3D slides that's really interesting, or 3D, if you don't have use of both eyes together, you don't have 3D. That's why it's a waste of money to go to a 3D movie if your eyes are crossed or you only have use of one eye.
Elvira, I feel bad. I can't see that, Elvira. No, I'm just kidding.
So anyway, what a lot of this is...
Here, use the white.
Is depth perception. Okay. And what we're trying to do here...
How do we want to show this for the camera? Should we turn? Let's turn, Bob.
Okay, much better. Okay. And what we do here is Julie's wearing a pair of red-green glasses designed by whomever. And what we're doing here is she can see half the target with one eye and half with the other. Now, as I'm doing this inner circle here will either come out into depth or go into the page.
It's going into the page.
It's going into the page. And as I pull these two slides apart, it's either going to go further into the page or come out more closely.
Oh, it can.
Now, why is this difficult for some? Because the eyes have to pull or diverge in or out depending on how far apart I put them. Oh. And what happens is, if she can't do any more, she'll see double and she'll no longer have any depth perception. So this is one of the...
stresses your
it really does,
vision?
Because you're putting the target at a different visual distance than it is optically, where the eyes are actually aiming to see it. And that has a whole lot of interpretive value that we're not going to really be able to go into with the video.
But it's something to do with how the brain interprets
it. Exactly, because don't forget, there's a person behind those eyes, and everybody's different. And we also do the same thing. That was the aiming system. And we can also do this if we were young enough with the focusing system, to rock the focusing system, to make it relax or really work extra hard.
Really work hard.
And then you put the two systems together. So this is just basic language.
Let's do that string one. That looks fun.
Okay, Julie.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do here.
Okay.
Okay. This is called a Brock string. Everybody puts their name on something, but this, all this, all of this is what I'm discussing here. Goes back at least into the late 1920s.
Oh, so it's not new.
It's not new. In fact, we're finding less and less of this within some of the schools as far as going over it is concerned.
What a shame.
And doctors. It really is. But there are a few really excellent people. And they have practices that deal with sports performance. They have practices that deal with vision and learning.
So they're taking up these old-fashioned methods again.
Well, they're all, I mean, but they have a lot newer ways of performing it other than these manual devices. Well, a lot of it is on screen and disc.
Oh, okay.
A
so
computer,
what do I do with this?
Put the red greens on, Julie.
Put the red.
This is really interesting.
Okay.
And, God, you do that well. So when you're actually doing this, Julie.
Yes. I put this to my nose,
Put that right to the nose.
Okay.
And when you're looking at this.
Yes.
Do you notice the strings coming to a point?
Yeah, it's crossing, yes.
The strings are actually crossing. And does it come to a point in front of the bead, at the bead, or behind the bead?
In front of the bead.
In front of the bead. And if I do this to some other people, they'll notice
it. The string.
Well, I just want to get you. Just don't get sick on me while we're doing this. Anyway.
Woo!
When you look at the one bead, the other one's double?
Yes.
Yeah, that's normal. You know both eyes are working. But what's interesting with this, Julie?
Yes.
And when you're looking at the string, what color is the string coming from? The red filter?
That string is green.
Isn't that interesting?
Oh, so that's funny. This is the red filter,
Exactly. That's the red filter.
And this one's red.
Exactly. But at least what's happening here, you're not turning the eyes off. Because there are some people who cannot do this.
That is fascinating,
It
Bob.
really is. But what's interesting also, Julie?
Yes.
A lot of people cannot get to two strings.
Oh, really?
Really.
Oh, and what does that mean?
That means they're only using one eye.
Oh,
functionally. In other words, each eye might be good, but they're not working together.
But they're not working together.
Exactly.
And that's the key. If I've
and that's
learned
the
anything.
Key. And what you need, one of the things that's really interesting in a lot of this information is feedback on how the eyes are working together.
Feedback to the brain?
Feedback to the brain. The person's starting to realize how he's processing vision. If I showed you this bead and instead of crossing maybe here, it crossed way up here or back there, your eyes aren't aiming where you think they're aiming. What impact on sports do you think that would make?
Oh, that would make
what impact in learning or reading?
Or driving.
Or driving, whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
Driving.
Interesting. That's really fascinating, Bob. So these are things that, so you could refer someone if they wanted to train their vision.
Right. I used to deal quite a bit with this and do the training. I don't have the space nor capacity to do a lot of it. Some of it I do. But we have great sources of referral where to send it. And that's great. It's really fascinating.
And very worthwhile.
It really is because you can make huge differences in the individual.
All right. Well, thank you, Bob. That was a lot of fun.
You betcha, Julie.